Welcome back to NoMi Insider on the Set. Today we're sitting down with Alberte Bazile, Director of the City of North Miami's Housing and Social Services Department. We're diving into the details of the 2025-2026 Community Development Block Grant, Public Services Grant, and what local organizations need to know before applying. From funding opportunities to mandatory workshops, Director Bazile is here to break it all down. And as always, I'm your host, Savannah Dre Smith. Director Bazile sounds so formal and so foreign to me because I'm so used to calling you Miss Alberte. It is so amazing to have you here on the set. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. Happy to provide the information most needed that the population needs to know about.
Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Let's begin. Can you briefly explain what the Community Development Block Grant, also known as CDBG, Public Services Grant is and who it's designed to support?
Let's begin with Community Development Block Grant.
Okay.
Block grant, by definitions, came from the federal government to local government. Now, community development explains itself. It's block grants, funding to assist, to encourage community development. Now, the Public Services Grant, this is one item under the Community Development Block Grant that we can use to assist the population.
Okay.
So Public Services Grant goes toward non-profit organization, not-for-profit. They do make a distinction between the two, and community-based organization to serve low and moderate income population.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Ms. Alberte, I wanted to know, how many years has the city been providing this initiative to residents?
CDBG has been around since 1974, and North Miami have been a recipient since 1993. That's put us to 32 years, and this portion, Public Service Grant, is mandatory. It's a set aside. We cannot touch it. 50% of our allocation must go to the community-based organization.
And for our viewers watching and the organizations who may be interested in applying for this grant, could you name some organizations in the past that have received monies?
I have a couple that we can talk that's been in the community for a moment now. We have, for instance, the North Miami Foundation for Senior Citizen Services. They provide hot meals for seniors. We have the Russell Education Foundation, who provide tutoring for kids in elementary school. We do have the Expert Community Services, who provide financial literacy, and the list can go on and on and on and on of community-based organization providing basic services or most needed services to the community that the city does not offer.
And is there any little tidbit you'd like to share with our audience? Any confusing question that you tend to normally get and you have a simple answer to?
The one thing I would like to clarify, and I just stated it in my last question, the city does not have the capacity to offer everything. So this public grant services, that's one way that the city has to provide additional services to the community through those community-based organizations. So please, when you come to us, sometimes we might not be able to help you, but we can guide you, we can redirect you to those organizations providing those services.
Why is it mandatory for community-based organizations and not-for-profit entities to attend the How to Apply workshop before submitting their proposals?
Two reasons explain that. There is a mandate, like a requirement per HUD, that us as local government, CDBG recipient, to provide technical assistance to those organizations. Granted, that we all know that some of those small organizations, they are not all rounded about the requirements of the programs. They don't know the whereabouts, because when you apply for Public Services Grant, whatever standard HUD hold me to, you're being held to the same standard because you're using CDBG money.
Okay.
So now, therefore, we are required to, first of all, educate them about the CDBG program, what they can do to the program. In addition, in the past, we used to deny so many applications because the proposal didn't meet HUD requirements, better the CDBG requirements, and also they didn't know what was eligible or not. What can they do with the money that they receive, because there are some restriction in the use of the money. So from that point on, they complain, of course, why they're being denied and so forth. So City Council, back in the days, make it mandatory that housing and social services provide formal technical assistance in the form of this workshop during the application program, to ensure that everybody is on board, everybody understands the program, how to apply, what type of proposal to bring on the table, what services to render under the program. So I just want to remind everybody, while you ask me that question, this is mandatory. If you don't come, even if you submit an application, we won't review this application. It is mandatory that you come, you understand the whereabouts of CDBG, what you can do with the money, what type of services you can offer, and then you push your application.
And the workshop is not a punishment. It's just to ensure that the residents or whoever's applying know what they're talking about, know what they're doing, and to make sure that we're doing all we can to assist them.
That is correct. So I don't want anybody to feel like we're putting restriction. Actually, we are helping you. And we are asking them right now, if they started the process, please don't submit, because you can catch it back. When you submit it, wait until you attend this upcoming workshop. You go back, you revisit your application to ensure that what you are bringing on the table, this is something that is eligible, and you can use the funding to that effect.
Understood. What are some of the eligible activities or services that this grant can help fund for the 2025-2026 cycle?
There is a lot that can be done, but let me name a few.
Okay.
For instance, we can provide hard food for seniors. We can do financial literacy with this grant. We can provide mental health services, workforce training, tutoring for the kids. There is more. I will invite whoever wants to apply for this grant to visit hotexchange.info. On the CDBG, find public service activity, public service grant eligible activities. So there is a wide range that they can present childcare, they can present their proposal, and if they meet the requirement, it's eligible, we will find a way to assist them.
How does the city ensure that the programs funded through this grant directly benefit North Miami residents?
Let me go back to my prior responses. This is money coming from federal government to local government, specific local government. So City of North Miami is an entitlement grantee. This money is for City of North Miami resident, not for anybody else. So we have system mechanism that allow us to identify those residents when they apply for the services, and the grantee, the one who apply, the subrecipient who apply for this grant, we train them how to select those individuals, how to identify that those people live are really North Miami residents.
My last question for you today. For organizations interested in applying, what are the key dates and steps they should be aware of, including how to register for the upcoming workshop?
Application opened this past Monday, July 14. It's currently ongoing all the way to Friday, August 1st at 12:59 p.m. If you push it at midnight or 1, it's not gonna happen. So July 14, we open all the way to August 1st, 11:59 p.m. In the middle, that's why we put it in the middle. We're gonna have the workshop this coming Wednesday, July the 23rd, where everybody will have a chance to ask your question. Application is open. You guys are doing an amazing job in disseminating the information on the web for us. They can contact us if they want additional information, but please, application is already open. Close on August 1st, 11:59 p.m. And the big show, the workshop, you guys need to attend. They need to attend if they want to be part of this grant session.
That's all we have for today. Thank you, Ms. Albert, for joining us. It was great having you on set with us today.
Thank you for having me, and I hope this served the purpose that we wanted to do. We want people to know that this is not a punishment. This is helping you guys apply for the grant, get the money, the funds are yours. There is nothing, we don't want to leave any money on the table.
You're just providing the resources.
Exactly, to get to that point. Thanks again for having me.
Of course. Thank you, Director Bazile, for shedding light on this important opportunity for our local organizations. Don't forget, the mandatory How to Apply workshop meeting is happening Wednesday, July 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Scott Galvin Community Center. For more information or to RSVP, visit 2025cdbg.eventbrite.com. That's it for this edition of NoMi Insider on the Set. I'm your host, Savannah Dre Smith. We'll see you next time.